what's going on? This is Sunshine.
And this is E.
All right, during our little reconstruction. That's all right, brother.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. It's all about content, not necessarily the visuals, but we're
That's
still
right.
trying to work that out for y'all too.
There you go.
If y'all follow us, you will know that we like to do like different things, and so coming up now, we're gonna do a lot of different things, and all our reactions are first heard, first seen. That's how we do it. And so we're gonna do something a little different today. Did you want to explain what it is?
No, you can.
Okay, it's this a group. This is gonna be a musical group. Goes back a few decades. AC/DC, man, I can just remember the shirts. People, man, they sold a ton of shirts. I hope they got their money for it. But this is their official video. You Shook Me All Night Long. And I'm real interested to check this out because it's a little different than what we usually do. But I listen to it. Anybody that knows me know I listen to all types of music. So let's.
Before we get started,
All right.
why don't you hit that like button? Thumbs up? Yeah, hit the like button before we get started, and I hope you like our reaction.
Okay, good deal. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
She was a fast machine, she cut the motor clean. She was the best damn woman that I ever seen. She had the sightless eyes, telling me no lies, knocking me out with those American thighs, taking more than a share, had me fighting for air. She told me to come, but I was already there. 'Cause the world started shaking, the earth was quaking, my mind was aching, and we were making it, and you shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me all night long. Walking double time on the seduction line. She was one of a kind, so just a mine, oh my. Wanna know applause or just another cause? Made a meal out of me and come back for more. Had to cool me down to take another round. Now we're back in the ring to take another swing. That the walls were shaking, the earth was quaking, my mind was aching, and we were making it, and you shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me all night long, and knocked me out of that. You shook me all night long. You had me shaking, and you shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me, but you took me. You really took me in, you shook me all night long. Ah, you shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me all night long. You really got me in, you shook me all night long. Yeah, you shook me. Yeah, you shook me all night long.
Ah, I like that. I was about to get into the.
Oh wonderful. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm
I like
about
that.
to show you the quick.
I like that. Yeah. So what? That was AC.
ACDC. ACDC. I mean, you talk about when it's. I know you probably seen the shirt. As soon as you see the shirt, you're like, I remember the shirt. Man, they were everywhere. I mean, for years.
I don't recall.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you still see people rock them. You go to places like Spencer's. Some other places, maybe like Hollister or something, you'll still have them shirts, man. There's certain rock groups, man, that just stand the test of time. And it's such a simple AC/DC, and there's a little, I think it's a lightning bolt between it. I mean, when you
I
see
bet
it,
if I see him, I
know.
probably,
You know,
probably would, but I don't know.
it reminds me of when you always hear about garage bands. I guess that kind of came from. That's where they kind of started years ago. When you want to start a band, we get together and we get in the garage and we'll play. That's kind of what it reminded me of, because they look like the way they were dressed. Like, let us know when it was time to perform. Give us all our instruments and just give us a stage somewhere to plug up, man. Let's do our thing. That's what it's like. We have no special lights.
And no
special
disrespect. At first, I thought that was a female on bass. I mean, I did
yeah.
at first because I thought it was, but he had on shorts because I thought it was a skirt.
Oh, okay. But see, you know what's weird is because back when AC/DC was really popping, it was a huge. I think this is huge now. I guess because I've been kind of not going to school for a while. Is Catholic schools, and he kind of. You know what?
You trying to tell your age?
I don't know. That's what people do the math. But you know, he had like a Catholic outfit on. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
Did. Yeah, I was in Catholic school. So
yeah. So that's what I see. I
right.
was like, oh, and it kind of reminded me of, not directly, but kind of indirectly, like they were kind of dressed in a sense like the rock and roll Village People. You know, the Village People had their own little character. Like he had like the Catholic outfit. The guy on the drums they had the classic rock look. Then he had like the the football shirt, old school, you know. So had the handle. So it's just like they had their own little kind of identity. But that I you know. But actually, I think I've heard this song before. What's good about the musical, and I'll always like to go to the musical side, is that, be honest with you, when you got to that chorus, the hook, or whatever you want to say. They really could have. It was so well done. It could have been anything. You know, they could have put anything in there decent, because it wasn't like they was trying to surprise you or do something crazy where they just, she rocked me all night. You know, that's what I like.
You know what you saying that, because when he said "rock me all night long," when they got into it, and I was like, I've heard that before, but that's the only part I've ever remember hearing.
Right.
You know, was that. Because I remember hearing that, so that's what made me want to.
Yeah, I know. A lot of songs are like that, because what they do is such a grabber, you know, that chorus grab, that people use it for commercials and different things. So you always hear that, and then when they go into the verse, you're like, wow, that was part of the song, because they use the hook part so much. It's so catchy that they use it so things. So a lot of times you'll hear in songs, you'll hear the chorus, and then finally you may hear the verse, and it kind of sounds a little crazy. Another good thing. I always give a lot of credit to rock and roll. This is one thing that I give credit to rock and roll artists, the vocalists, is I don't see how they can sing I mean, I sung a little bit, but I never learned this talent to be able to have that graspy sound and be able to speak after that. I mean, it's like they're yelling at a football game, and just that
it's a talent.
Preachers do it, other gospel singers do it, and there was a guy, Marvin Sapp. If anybody in the religious music and hear a guy named Marvin Sapp, I heard him do an interview, and he told there was someone that taught him how to do that. He says there's a skill to doing that, to be able to save your voice when you're going to lose your voice. It's a way of doing it, because it sounds like they're just tearing their voice up when they do it, and just that. So I was always impressed that people can do that, and rock stars are like the top of it. They can master it.
I can only imagine after a concert, though. I mean, even though you said that it got, you know, someone says or taught Marvin Sapp, you know, that you can do it without losing your voice or your vocal, messing up your vocal cords, I guess. I mean, I can only imagine, though, it just seems like even after a concert, they'll be tired.
I mean, you know, I would love to talk to him, but I think based on what I've heard when he described it, was that just like any other person that sings that don't do that, you still test your voice over the course of a concert. So you may have to drink a little tea or whatever, or let it rest or whatever. So,
Right.
but they said once you master that talent, you don't destroy it. You're able to.
Is
you know,
this
get
group
back.
still around?
That's a good question. We need to look that up. I like I said, I hear people talk about. I hear the music on. I'm sure I hear the music. I don't know all the music. But I'm sure you probably hear some of their stuff in commercials and stuff like that because it was huge, man, huge group. But I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. But I tell people that's why I can listen to all kind of music because usually there's basically two elements to music. There's like a rhythm to the music, and there's this kind of theme to the music, and everything that gives it its genre usually is a type of instruments or how to use those instruments are the type of way. Because like some people use a guitar, and then in country just the slide guitar with makes that little noise. So but when you listen to it, you get the head beat, you get the tempo of the music. Oh, okay. And you kind of get the theme or the rhythm or the melody of the music, and then all the other stuff, as far as the genre, they put on top, and that kind of gives it its, So that's why I noticed. I mean, I could be wrong. I ain't no music expert, but that's kind of what I've heard and just watching and fooling around with music from time to time. So, but that is just our look at it. We love to hear you guys not only comment on them, but comment on us, comment on them. You know what I'm saying? So, but make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and I do believe that's it.
Thanks for listening to
Sunshine
Sunshine and
and
Me.